Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. Quant, QNT on the exchange. Guys, let's go into the chart in a bit because I have managed to hit the buy area, the low buy area that we put in the last Quant video, guys. We must check that out because I think Quant obviously had some fantastic moves throughout this year and last year, with some crazy highs from its original positions last year. And there is more fantastic news coming out from Quant every other day, really, to be honest. Quant, as we talked about with the aspect of the Swiss bank, the Helvetia project that we talk about with XDC and Zimfin, this is crazy, guys. Like, I think this is so under the radar still. Obviously, there's loads of talk about the Digital Pound Foundation still ongoing with Quant. That's when we kind of really picked up on Quant's movements. But look at this, Digital Pound Foundation. They're even posting things against the adoption of CBDCs as well as for it. So this is quite interesting because they posted here saying significant benefits to adopting CBDCs. But also, in the grand scheme of this actual thread through the Digital Pound Foundation, they talk about that the House of Lords, who are a waste of time anyway, are concerned about the introduction of CBDCs, and then into the fruition of this, that, and the other, but also maintaining the fact that actually, there's a good comment here, actually. This does not mean that the SNB is not interested in CBDCs, but our focus is to look at the role that wholesale CBDCs could play, referring to their use in transactions between financial institutions like banks. So that's absolutely pretty spot on to what I was thinking about from this aspect. But yeah, House of Lords, I think they just talk a load of nonsense anyway. These guys, half of them don't even know what the internet is, let alone what CBDCs are. So it's no surprise to me. But yeah, from this point, to see Quant involved in these kind of conversations and thought processes is absolutely phenomenal. I've really enjoyed researching this project more and more as time goes by, and particularly here for London and the UK, because it does have a big mechanism behind the Pound Foundation, but it's also got some big elements around what's going on around the world separately as well. We covered in a previous video about the Helvetia project where phase 2 was being completed, involving a number of substantial banking institutions around Europe in particular. Lots of big names being thrown out there, like Goldman Sachs as well, and things like this. 6 big, huge exchange as well. Absolutely phenomenal to see this integration. It's no doubt, guys, in the next few years, we are going to see an absolute dramatic overhaul of the existing financial system. And I, for one, am very excited, and more importantly, investing in as many different projects as possible within this criteria, not just in blockchain, things like IOTA and DAG systems, but more importantly, the financial infrastructure of how this is going to work transactionally, message confirmations, DLTs, all of this stuff that these projects bring to the table. And Quant is by far one of the top ones up there. That simply has obviously got a lot of institutional money flowing into this one. And on that note, let's just have a look at the chart actually. Do not forget, guys, to hit that like button and smash the subscribe button as well if you have not done so already. We do a variety of different projects and videos on this channel. So guys, looking at the chart, has seen a significant drop down. I have circled it proudly because we drew in this area of 2 buy points. I said if we come down to 145, I will be buying it. I also said to our group, if we get to 115, guys, I'm really interested in getting a couple more, and I did so earlier, or even indeed yesterday, I think actually it was. But today we have hit the low barrier and beyond, to be honest. Yesterday, I say today, it was yesterday. I've already realised it's like 1 o'clock here now. We've hit these lower regions. I couldn't believe it to see Quant back at $100, testing these previous reasons around like 24th, 25th of June. And back to my point earlier in the video before we went into the chart was look at this growth from $40 odd back in May last year. In fact, we go back to February, $38, guys, and look where it went. It went absolutely mental in an upward direction towards this. Look at that. Very much the high of 400 and let me just try and get that big top number. I think it's $430, guys. Absolutely insane. But as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, these price movements up are almost big, gigantic price discovery moments. There's no doubt in our minds it will come back down eventually to where we are supposed to be with Quant, arguably. And you could argue that we are very much dipped below that area now, and possibly now trying to hopefully get this new support mechanism, confirming these areas that we once saw back in June and shot straight through back here in July. That would be interesting to see if that is the case. If we come back further and Bitcoin drags us back down and the leverages drag us down, we could even maybe see like $70, $65 again, who knows. But I'm very excited to be obtaining some Quant at these prices here. Yesterday we came to a low of $83, so not far off really that point that I just made about these lower regions. So am I going to be cheeky and put some buy orders lower in than what I did already? The answer to that is absolutely I am. And I am very much interested in this area again that we hit yesterday. Doesn't mean that it's off my radar again, but I'm certainly interested in this. Why am I interested at this $65, $67 mark? Because I like this movement and traction here in May last year, and this drop off point here in July, and also the confirmation patterns here of resistance coming down at two areas around this area as well in June last year. So where I, as I mentioned, had this massive price discovery mode from this point here on the 30th of July all the way up, absolutely massive. There was no doubt. It's like alluvium almost. It's like that alluvium pattern where I was like, this is majorly overpurchased. So much excitement, and rightly so with Quant. But look at the state of that phenomenal correctional period that's been going on for some time now, arguably since September last year. Not quite the December areas or beginning of December areas that we saw in a majority of other crypto assets. But my goodness, guys, this is absolutely crazy to see, and a great opportunity in my opinion. Not financial advice obviously, but like I said, I've been averaging down. I've been buying a few quants ready for a potential uprise and movements upwards as the narrative around CBDCs increases over the next couple of years. It may come down lower, and that's why I'm putting this area down here. I'm absolutely ecstatic to get it back down here. If it comes lower, so be it. I've not gone mad on it. I have kept USDT back for these particular areas. One, a retest area again down here at 89 where we touched yesterday, and secondly, as I said, just dipping under that $70 mark, maybe towards $65, $66. That's where I'm putting my money in ready for that. If it doesn't happen, so be it. I've got some Quant at great prices, and we're hopefully gearing ourselves up for the near future in a few months' time as the development continues. I mean, look at that 14-day, 21 RSI on a 14-day. The 28 days showing 32 yesterday, which is absolutely crazy. It's pulled it back from yesterday's point, which was slightly lower, 17 and 30. So it's on its slight movement back upwards. It's not going to pull back for some time properly, certainly for a few weeks at least. But you can see now we're in a full wave of breakdown, a humongous slump, as people have clearly had this for some time and thought they could hold on, and look at that fail there. There was a lot of leverage failures over the last couple of weeks. We saw one back here, back on the 4th of December. I remember it very well. There was another one maybe a week or so ago, but look at this tank down. We know what Quant's capable of. We know what it's going to do in the market. Was it overpurchased? 100% it was overpurchased. But you know now that when we pull ourselves back up and take this to new levels, we've got a very interesting point to aim for in the future to come, and beyond that, I'm sure as well. But right now I'm focused as these areas here. Will I keep any for lower periods? Not so sure yet, but I'm going to take it as it comes. I'm not predicting anything. If anyone says they can predict the markets, they can at least have a good guidance, but they're lying to you. All I can do is know what's in front of me and show you my positional moves that have been working so far these last year or two. Let us know in the comments below what you guys are doing with Quant. A few performance indicators here, obviously down 30% on the week, 66% down on 3 months, which is understandable. But and again, the narrative we've been talking about in all our videos on a 3-month cycle from those kind of September to December points, 70% is what we've kind of been looking at to confirm an area of bottoming when we get a correctional period. So let's see if we swing that back round. But I'm really excited to see if we get support at this new level here, or indeed if we do pull ourselves back down to these lower regions. But guys, let us know what you're doing in the comments below. Until the next video, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.